could probably talk.
All right.
But it was interesting how like my awakening was so abrupt, right? And that a couple of people like that just seemed like they were sitting around me every single time. And then when you start talking to them, how they had similar experiences, and but they were a lot younger, right? So for me, it was just kind of like I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that happened. But you know, they were kind of like, what just happened, right? So it's interesting the energy that you can bring to kind of help people kind of like come back into themselves and realize that uh, this is a roller coaster or a journey or whatever you want to call it, that we're all on. And it's just kind of fun to play in it, I guess.
Yeah, I love that. And we get to go to Bashar next month with a few of us. Can't wait. In Sedona, there's what? Pamela, Kate. Who else is on this? I think who else? Jordan might be coming on. I'm trying to think who else. Lisa. Anyway, I'm excited. Um, Anyone else want to share anything going on, magic moments? Um, Dawn, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you forever.
Hi, I know it's good to see you.
Anything going on with you?
I am looking for a healthy new apartment.
Oh, nice. Healthy
Yeah,
meaning what? It's not healthy now?
yeah, there was a little bit of well, quite a bit of a mold issue, and I just don't feel safe here anymore. So, and I feel just like the energy is pushing me into a different space. So I'm just honoring that and going with the flow and just trusting that a new, healthy, good home environment will be coming my way soon.
Uh, it will be, yes.
Yeah,
We're
it
all
will be.
seeing it.
What is
But
what's the Bashar event in Sedona?
it's just a 2-day, one of his his channeled
Okay.
events in a stadium. I don't know, Pamela, you know where we're going. Is it in a stadium?
Yeah, I think it's like in the Arizona or Sedona Fine Arts building, something or
Oh,
another.
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Someone actually
Yeah.
was talking about it at Lee Harris's thing because I had mentioned it, and they said that wherever he has it, the auditorium is near,
Mhm.
I think they called it Bell Rock, which is the kind of
Okay.
area where his spaceship is over.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I think it's an
Cool.
auditorium or something.
Yeah, and I was telling somebody today that because I listen to Bashar all the time, but when he's in Sedona, people in
Mhm.
the audience will ask, how far away is your ship from
Okay.
us now? Because it's usually directly. And if the energy on the planet is high vibrating, then it's
Hmm.
lower because
Interesting.
we're closer to that energy. And
Okay.
he'll it different every, I mean, I've listened to so many of his videos, but he'll give the exact amount of miles, like
Oh, interesting.
300,000,
Oh.
or not three, that 3,243, that
Oh,
kind of thing. Um,
very
okay,
cool.
no worries, Aaron. Got it.
Thank
Um,
you.
anyway, so anyone else want to share before Gosia starts? Or Sakad, we haven't really shared what's you're going through and your positive, what you've done for me, listening and watching your videos and um, you know, having something like Jessica just got um, diagnosed and what you've gone through. You are like a lighthouse in this world. And I think it's amazing of how you could take it as the victim and you have turned it into like what you can look at as beautiful and grateful for.
Thank you. I really appreciate that sincerely. And I actually I like to write. I came up with, long story short, and I will keep it short, but I came up with a book titled The Beauty of Breast Cancer. And I am so inspired to write it because everybody thinks it's this horrible, horrible thing. And I've learned so much in the past 2 months about humanity, about myself, about surviving. I'm also a domestic violence survivor for those who don't know me. And so just the difference between the two and really there's beauty in it if you choose to look at the beauty. And yeah, it sucks and yeah, it hurts and yeah, there's uncomfortable moments and yeah, there are mornings where it takes an hour and a half to get out of bed because your entire body's just like, nah, we're not going to do this because everything hurts. But there's beauty in that. And I don't know, it's just been so uplifting, just very, very inspiring. And I'm going to get emotional about it because it's just like, I never would have thought breast cancer would be a beautiful thing, but it is, because I choose for it to be, because it's not happening to me, it's happening for me.
Right.
And so that's, I don't know,
I
it's
love
just
that.
really a cool thing. Yeah.
Jessica, that's why you're here. I love that. Anything, Holly, you'd like to share before we meet Gosia?
My goodness, I'm just feeling really honored to be in this space with all you beautiful, incredible women. And I can't wait to meet, those of you in person who'll be at the August 25th event.
And I can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
just
Wish
great.
you all could come. Well, one day we'll all be together and do something together. I know it.
Mhm.
I know it. If anyone has anything else, if not, Gosia, it is yours. Take it, my dear friend. And if anyone has not listened to the podcast afterwards, I know you're going to want to because it was so amazing. So go ahead. You want to introduce yourself and do all this stuff so everyone understands who you are.
I don't know myself yet, but I do my best. So I'm Gosia Lorenz, and I've been playing with spirituality, metaphysics, being really weird and out there my whole life. I didn't have to have some tragic event steering me onto the right path. I just was born like that in Poland, communist Poland, with all the grayness and discomfort and lack of joy, you can imagine. That was my daily reality. But I left, and I've been creating my life ever since. So I always was playing with anything that's not mainstream. And I was interested in all kinds of holistic healing methods. I literally read those books when I was in elementary school. Anything that was available in Polish, translated into Polish at the time, we had it. My dad had it on his shelves in my room. And so I always thought this was the norm. This is the more normal, and now I know. And a long time ago, I realized that this is not normal and not the norm, and people very much believe in that illusion that we live and call this reality, and don't have different perspectives like I naturally have and always had. I don't look at any situation just from this flat line, this level perspective. I have so many different, there's soul perspective, there's a cosmic perspective, there's creator divine perspective, there's, this realities perspective and family lineage perspective. So when you kind of look at everything from all these facets that everything is, then it's maybe easier to go against some difficulties in life. Like Orsika said, there's a blessing in everything. There's maybe a hidden message or remembrance that people call lessons, life lessons. And I think we came here with way more capacities, abilities, and magic than we even suspect now, after years and years and years of being on a path, learning, studying, practicing. And we still, I believe, we don't know what we don't know, right? So we don't know what we haven't discovered yet. But I always had a sense that whatever we're doing and being is just like a tip of the iceberg. And there's so much more hidden and maybe dormant and not activated and convoluted and maybe stolen from us. So I've been, diving really deep for the last 20 years into this unknown territories, uncharted territories, trying to make sense out of this planet, of this reality, this living life, everything we supposedly signed up for, right? That's what we've been believing and told, that we're here for the reason. So I'm not sure, where would you like to go? You all seem like pretty amazing and already advanced on your paths. So would you like to suggest, do you want to talk about energies, entities, the invisible world, or maybe more about the soul purposes and path and remembrance? I really can go anywhere. Creation, uncreation. What do you guys get? Like, I'm here for you. I will go anywhere you'd like to. Maybe you can ask me questions. Is anything popping for you?
Yeah, why don't we start with questions? That's perfect. Let's start with questions. Mish, go ahead, honey. Are you unmuted?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you muted.
You're muted, Mish.
Oh, you don't know how. There's a little lower bottom.
On the left-hand side, just
There you
tap
go.
mic.
There she goes.
Yes. We still don't hear you.
Oh, we still don't hear you. Ask to unmute.
She was
Um,
unmuted, but we couldn't hear her. Maybe it's going through like a car or something.
Maybe. Try. Nope. No. Kate Rossi. Sorry. Kate,
Okay.
you're next.
Yeah, this is gonna kind of pull from something that kind of went on during the week with this, in this container with 200 people. So I was wondering if you could help kind of explain or shine light on why is it that there's some people that seem like they get pushed and pulled from different energies or entities, however you want to explain them. And there's other people that really maybe aren't that affected by it. Like, I was speaking with this one woman and she was talking about how she didn't want to open up spiritually because every time she does, she feels like she's attacked, right? And then I said, well, what do you do when that happens? She goes, well, I call in my angels. And I said, well, why don't you just call in yourself? You are a powerful being and like try to handle it like that kind of thing. But the conversation was kind of short. So I was just surprised, I would say, that not surprised. I mean, because we all are different energetic beings, but why is it that some people have a tendency to kind of go fear or think that, like, I don't know. I'll stop there because I'm sure you kind of understand my overall kind of question.
Yeah, this is a huge question. Thank you so much for it. First of all, we all are aware of entities. Mish actually wrote, my question was more about the entities. What are they? Any energy that is surrounding us. It could be energy of that person, ghost spirit, can be energy, demonic, darker energy. There's a whole plethora of dark energies, from what you see in an exorcist movie to like a negative thoughts created entity that can be really impacting us in a negative way. There's now my new discovery, synthetic energies and entities. They're really messing people up. And I'm like, just looking at all of that and learning how to clear it. There are art spirits, there are nature spirits, there are angels, there are beings of light, the galactics. So anything that exists and can be defined in any way that's energetic is an entity. But then there's a business can be an entity, right? It's also your a force, energetic force field of with some characteristics, with some frequency, energy that can be changed, transmuted, worked on, fueled with energy, and done energies energetically. So there's practically everything that surrounds us is some kind of entity or energetic presence. So why some people are more sensitive than others? It's more like it's that, not why. Some people are more sensitive than others. Then some people also come with a whole load of different belief systems. Religion did the number. Some religions did the number on us, being scared of anything that's not physical and can hurt us. Hollywood did a great job at scaring us at anything energetic. Ghosts are here to haunt us and scare us. And what do we do with the loved ones? We think they suddenly became this ascended masters, even when they were completely clueless when they were being here. And suddenly we want to hear from, wisdom of grandma who wasn't that wise. So we have so much misinformation surrounding all of this energetic world. But I taught classes all over the world on how to communicate with entities, how to clear them, how to perceive them, work with them. And I haven't met anyone who couldn't perceive them. So there are different levels of perception and different levels. Like for someone, you might feel tired suddenly. For someone, you start yawning, sneezing. You feel a chill. You feel something just like kind of moved around through you. For somebody, you feel scared. For somebody else, you just don't want to be here. Or for somebody, you feel elated and beautiful and something just happened in a space. So we all have the sensations, but there's so much energies that are bombarding us daily, like in every moment from different sources, then sometimes it's really hard to disentangle, like, what am I actually feeling and perceiving right now? Is it my neighbor's thought, feeling, or emotion? Is it somebody who's thinking at me and I'm aware of this person? Or is it actual ghost moving through my space or being lost or trying to get my attention, right? And there are people that really, that's true, that they're being attacked, and there are different, could be different reasons. So opening up spiritually, energetically it's a must if you want to be aware in this world. If not, you are going to be the effect of everything else. So being open but aware is crucial, and trusting yourself in what you know, in what you're getting, in what you're sensing, what you're feeling, and trusting yourself above anybody and anyone, especially now when there's so many spiritual leaders being hijacked, being infiltrated, being affected by not so great energies. And we have to be super vigilant with what we're seeing, who we're listening to, what do we open to, like in a way of people tend to make others more powerful, like even, giving it up to the angels. You made angels more powerful than you. You need to reclaim your power. See yourself as the creator. You see yourself as the force field energy impacting everything else, rather than for me, you tell me, you show me, you guide me, I don't know anything here. And we're giving up our power so easily. And this is part of the entrainment on the planet, that we are not seeing ourselves as the sovereign, powerful, beautiful, potent beings of light, right? They want to be fast, to be scared, to be disempowered, to be poor, to be weak, to be sick, and a puddle of misery somewhere on the floor. No, we are beautiful, we're powerful, potent, we have wisdom accumulated from all the lifetimes, dimensions, realities, from always, forever, past, present, future. And we actually have access to it, but we don't know how, or we forgot, we don't believe that's possible. And we're our worst enemies with our judgments, with not believing ourselves, not trusting ourselves, and beating ourselves up for something we've done 20 years ago when I made a mistake or I did that. We need to move past this. This is all an experience. We all did the best in the moment, what we thought, was a good idea. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea later on, but we never mean to hurt anyone, hurt ourselves, hurt others. So some people are coming back. I remember the question. I'm just kind of going all over the place, but I'm coming back to the question. Attacks always happen by invitation. And what kind of invitation? I know it sounds very strange, and I didn't invite this demon in me. There's always an invitation of some kind, and the sense of disempowerment, or not willing to be that strong, powerful presence in your life, is an invitation. Let's say you're like, I can't take this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I'm just too tired. This is too much for me. She did this to me. He did this to me. When we put ourselves in a victim position, this is all an invitation, because somebody or something can listen and say, hey, I'm going to help you with that. Oh, you don't want to be here? Or sure, I help you with that. And you like judge yourself. That's a great energy for me to work with, and we always invite energies that are resonant with our state of consciousness. So if you're living in fear, you're going to invite entities that were, multiply this fear, that function from fear, that are resonant with fear. And then before you know it, you have 10 people in your body, fortifying that fear, and you feel scared, you feel unsure about anything, you start feeling paranoid, anxious. I see it every day practically in my practice, and it's very easy to invite. We give consent in many different ways. We invite them in many different ways. So it's very important to like listen to our thoughts, and also remember that a lot of our thoughts are actually not ours. We are like this huge satellite dishes picking up or on thoughts of others, of whatever is being broadcasted at us. And now we deal with a lot of manipulation, mind control, coming through technology, coming through, I know this is like sci-fi and out there, but unfortunately it's happening as we speak everywhere, probably in your town, a town near you, where you're being affected by different frequencies and different mind control manipulation through technology out there. So yes, some people also have oaths, vows, some kind of deals, some kind of commitments, contracts with, let's say you did a lot of black magic in your past lifetimes and you used the power of the beings that worked with you. They weren't that great, they were dark, you had like nice little thing going on, you die, you come back, at least some of that aspect is back with you, and now those guys are coming back to work with you, and you feel attacked, you feel like, what's going on, I'm going crazy. It's actually they're coming back to work with you, they're coming back sometimes to be paid, because when you make a deal with those dark forces, you always have to pay them one way or another. So they just want to be paid, usually with energy, with your life, with something else maybe. So with your sanity. So then there's so many, I think I would take it case by case, why something is happening for some people. But it is true that some people are more susceptible. Then there's like a small group of people that are really targeted individuals. It's something out there, it's a very secret program, government, they're called targeted individuals, and they can be literally targeted by technology that is so advanced and so crazy that I'm not going to go there. But I worked with people like that really were literally tortured emotionally, energetically, and next to people that didn't feel anything, and they were going crazy, screaming in pain. So I know it's there, not that common, thank goodness. But as I said, we are surrounded by way more energies than the living bodies, right? When you go to the store, maybe you have 50 people around you in a big store, but there probably is 500 entities in there, hovering over people. The same with malls, the same with any sporting event, any big event that collects a lot of beings with the body, is like a feasting ground, I would say, for entities that got stuck here. Because normally when you die, you should progress, come back to the source. There is, division of your soul. There's like different aspects falling off and changing and transmuting. But the ones that are very attached to this life, maybe they didn't finish something, they didn't finish writing this will, or they were in a conflict with brother, sister, or husband, and they died before they made peace. These people can literally get stuck because of that. And for entities, the soul's time doesn't really exist. So maybe 100 years later, this person is still like hanging around the house, waiting for the opportunity to, be forgiven, or help this person that's no longer alive maybe, and went somewhere else. So as I said, it's a huge subject, love talking about it, but I hope I answered the question and more.
Thank you. So what was coming up for me was when we did my clearing, I had 3 entities, and you did it with the sway test. And you said, do you have any? Like, I think I would love for that experience, for someone to raise their hand and have that experience to see how Gosia can do her magic. But before we do that, is it for me, I had 3 and then you cleared them? Do I have to do things to keep them away, or do I get more, like, am I clear after I have your magic?
You clear, you're in your body. You're the only one in your body. So awesome.
Wow.
And yes, and it can happen that somebody else will come. I think for you, it was some family member, right? Like usually when you resolve a situation with that family member who came back, or maybe your auntie is still taking care of you because she raised you and she died and she still thinks like she needs to take care of you. Or maybe some family member doesn't really want to be that, and you have quite a good body and it can live through you, and that's very common. Or there are different aspects, there are different ways in which we can allow this entity. Like some people's like, I don't want my mom to go, but mom needs to go because her soul journey needs to happen. And I know we miss her and we want her to stay, but she has a job as well as the soul, because we are light, we're energy, we are soul embodied. This is a bodysuit that we are wearing in this lifetime, but this is not who we are. This is something that enables us to function in this reality, but this is not our identity. But very often people really identify themselves with the body. So I can teach you, actually, what I would love to do is to teach everyone how to use your internal compass, yes, no, and communication. I'm sure some of you at least know muscle testing. Do you guys know muscle testing? How many of you know sway testing, body testing, like where you go for? Okay, so we have several yeses. So can I say quickly how to use it? Because it's the easiest way to actually communicate with yourself, with your body, clear yourself, get some clarity. And I use it every day, all the time. And it's like probably the best tool I've ever learned in my life. So you know how to use pendulums. Some of you probably muscle test. It's all the same principle. We get information from our innate wisdom, from our nervous system, translating it into movement of the muscles, whether putting a pendulum in place or allowing, any form of muscle testing. If you do this, like there's so many, finger, lifting your hand, there's so many techniques, or pressing. So let's say you just relax. You can sit, you don't have to stand up. You can sit and just ask for your body to show you a yes. Show me a yes. Standing up is easier, but you can totally do it when you're sitting if you relax. And your body should lean forward. Yes, show me a yes. Your yes, body should be leaning forward. All right. Whew. There we go. Did any of you not lean forward? And Jana is driving, and I think Mish too. So maybe it was difficult, but you should just relax and move forward. Now, body, show me a yes. What is, so show me a no, sorry. Show me a no. What is my no? What is my no? What is my no? Should go backwards. Just naturally lean backwards. And now, have you noticed sometimes you talk to someone new, you meet at the park, you're somewhere, and you like, just your whole body is just like leaning towards this person, and you're listening closely, and you're just like being magnetically pulled to this person. That's your yes. That's this person is telling the truth. Yes, I like what this person is saying. This is resonating with me. Or sometimes you like just going like that, and everything in you start closing up, and everything in you start just like rejecting that. It's something that's telling you, no, either this person is not telling the truth, or it's not my truth, it doesn't resonate with me, or I just don't like this person's energy, or they have some maybe agenda that I am saying no to, right? So we have to start paying attention, because our body, our being is always giving us information, always, always, always. It's never asleep, clueless, dormant or checked out. It's always on. We sometimes are doing that. So now let's do it with the sensation, with the feeling inside of you, because we don't have to use the sway test. Sometimes you can just sit and relax, lay down on your sofa and start playing with the energy, your energy, and energy perception of your yes and no. So just relax. You can close your eyes. It's easier that way. And just say, body, show me a yes. What is my yes? And pay attention. Does something open up, lightens up, elevates in you? Show me a yes. What is my yes? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, and now body, show me a no. What is a no? What's my no? Okay, did you feel any difference between yes and no?
Yes, I did.
Yes, so was for me, yes, my chest opens up, energy opens up, lightens up. For no, everything is collapsing. There's more like density and heaviness on my chest, in my body, right? So that's Totally, yes. I'm sitting still on the couch, so no yes or no at this time, but I'm familiar with this. Love the reminder. Thank you. Orsika, so you can, you probably felt your, you felt the yes and no from the lightness and heaviness. So imagine if you would use this, I call it internal compass, your communication device with the divine, with you, with the wisdom of everything that is. If you would use it in everyday living, from should I go to the store first or to the post office first? Oh, post office is lighter. Okay, you go to post office, no line, then you go to the store, no lines, everything is in and out easy, right? From that to like, should I take this job? I have this job offer versus this job offer. Wow, everything just lightens up. Imagine not coming from your head, from your mind, from your cognitive capacities, looking at pros and cons like every normal person would do, right? But listening to what your heart is telling you, what your intuition is telling you, what your knowing is telling you, because maybe this job that looks really good on the paper and it looks like you could progress fast and everything looks great would be actually terrible because the boss would not like you from like day one, and or coworkers would be gossiping bunch that just like make your life miserable, whatever it is, or the company's on the verge of bankruptcy and they didn't tell you, right? So like we don't know what we don't know, but I trust, like how many times I said to someone, I don't know, it's heavy, I'm not doing it, I'm not, why? I don't know why. Later on, I usually know why. Or sometimes I'm like, oh, I need to be there. I need to go there. Why? I have no idea why. I know when I get there. Why? Because something magical happens. I met some amazing person, or there was like alignment of all the energies that brought something wonderful into my life. So like what if you started trusting that beyond the shadow of a doubt, trusting yourself in every aspect of your life, not only like spirituality and meditation and the moments when you try to center, but like really in everyday living. I like to be pragmatic. I live like this in normal everyday life, not only reserve it for some special occasions, because you know the reality is getting more and more intense. I don't know if you have noticed, and crazy and insane, and we're like probably looking around thinking like, what the heck is going on? Has everyone gone mad? What's so like in that storm? I have to be the eye of the storm. Find a peace, find a centering, find yourself, because it's so easy to lose yourself with everything. We hear in conflicting messages and information every day about everything, and both of them kind of seem correct, right? So what if you tap into it as like, okay, is this truth? Ooh, that doesn't feel light. Is this true? Oh, that's truth, actually. That wasn't, corrupted or modulated in some way or changed in some way or falsified some way. I'm going with that. So I look at, I never look at what people say. I look at what I feel about it. So let me see. Oh, I can concentrate enough because my dog has to go out. So Carol, you can try later. This is super easy to try and practice. Yes, was light coming from the crown, my head. It was, in the tail. No was heaviness in tailbone. That's amazing. That's super cool. So also you can practice. If you're not sure, it was like subtle difference. What you can do, you can practice with like easy things. Like my name is Ashley. That's light because my name is Ashley, right? But say my name is John. My name is not John. So do things that you know are true and things that you know aren't true. So compare the energy of what you're getting, and then maybe go a little bit more out there. Like you can practice with, body, do you want this, this supplement or this, or water or whatever drink or whatever food? Oh, that feels light. Body is communicating all the time with us, or body's like, no, don't do that. I check supplements, I check everything I take. Like every day I will take, okay, how many? I do it really fast now, but it's like 1, 2, okay, 2, my energy just jumps, everything lightens up, 2. Next day might be 0 or 3, because my energetic, processes were different, and I maybe used more of that mineral or something like that. So you can use it for different things. You can use it for food. You can use it for drinks. You can use it for relationships. Do I go out with this guy or not? You can use it for clothes. Like, don't you want to wear like something that feels so yummy and so amazing that your body is just so happy and you get compliments from everyone because it's just like your body chose it. Or you put something on that you think will look good, but you like just don't feel good in it, even though it's beautiful and perfect, right? So like you can ask the body, do you want to wear it? Body, do you want to wear this or that? Do you want to go there or there? So when I pack, I ask every piece of clothing, do you want to go with me? So sometimes more clothes want to go with me to somewhere than I need. So then the next layer is like, will I wear it? Will I wear you? Because sometimes they just want to travel. So I learned my lesson when I was taking twice as much as I needed. But now it's like, okay, will I wear it? Will I use it? Will it be fun to wear it? Will it be, appropriate for the weather? Whatever questions you ask, then I can thin the pile. So I know Jana has a question.
Yes, I was just going to say, go ahead, Jana.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
Nope, it's not good. Wait.
You're still muted, so maybe click. You
Yeah.
froze. Maybe just you because you're driving, so you're probably
frozen.
You probably can't type. Yeah.
Okay. I'll let later.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay. Oh, it looks like muted, but their voice coming through.
Yeah, weird. Let's try again after.
Yeah, if you can type. If you can talk.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, she disappeared. Did she disappear? Oh my gosh.
Holly, do you have a question?
Holly
does.
Thank you. Just a follow up to your muscle testing method. Do you not use any of the finger type methods now? Do you just use the body?
I use actually light and heavy, like the movement of energy. It's another animal that I can tell you about. I just look, yes, no, yes, no. Like, do I do this? Do I need to go there? Yes, no. And one of them will start flowing and opening up. And once like gets like it's a stop. But this is something that works for me. But for years and years and years, I was using just light and heavy or muscle testing. I started with pendulum. I learned pendulum at like 6 or 7 years old, and rods because my dad is a dowser. So I used that. Then I learned that sway test. I was like, oh my gosh, so much better. I don't have to be in a store with pendulum and look like a freak. so I was like waving, looking like a drunk person in the aisle, checking which bread is better for me, which supplement is better for me. And now I literally will like go with my eyes, and at some point I tap into it. I just kind of go into the energy of that thing I'm testing, a person, and I read energy. But it's just like so many years of practice. But yeah, I stopped doing it sometimes when it's like, I don't know, like let's say I'm on the plane and there's so many energies. So like I check what is my yes, what is my no, and they're like they're almost the same because there's like such a pressure of other energies. Then I will use some muscle testing, like with the fingers, or like lifting my hand or off my leg, so I don't look weird. And yeah, but it's whatever works for you. Everyone has something different, and I know amazing healers that have like their own techniques and do it. This is how I do it. But what I wanted to do, Ashley, because you wanted for me to work on someone.
Yes, well, that was you read my mind.
Everyone. How about doing for everyone?
That would be amazing.
Would you like that, guys? Are you open?
Would everyone like to? You have to say yes because you're gonna go crazy for her to say. But I want to start with Wendy, and that because that was where you're right next to her in my little Zoom thing. But can we start with Wendy and then everyone who doesn't?
No, I will do a group. I will group.
Oh, you will.
And if there is still something left, then we can do it. It's much faster. I'm used to working with large groups. So I kind of show you the process. Okay. First of all, let's check if every one of you, so I am in my body, or am I in my body? Ask yourself, am I in my body? Many of us are not very often because we now are very busy. in different worlds, building the new earth, most likely, or doing something. Maybe you didn't come back after working and sorting the universes at night, or you just have a very difficult situation at home and you just don't want to be here. So you're very functional, but you might not be in your body. Your being, your essence, your soul is not in your body. And that can happen very often. So first check, or am I in my body? Am I in my body? Are you going forward? Are you feeling light? I'm in my body. I get some no's, but I will not like say you not. So let's just start there. Okay. So now, if you're not in your body, I'm checking what to do next because there are different things we can do. Okay, let's ask to bring yourself back. Bring yourself back. If you're not in your body, if you're feeling you're not quite there, bring yourself back. Pull yourself back. Just pull yourself back. Come back home. Your body's your home for now. Come back home. Okay. Rear view are turned. All right. I think all of you are in your body right now, from what I can sense, but we can check again. So now ask, am I the only one in my body? There's definitely some no's. Am I the only? You should be the only one in your body. That's the ideal, right? One body, one being inside, one boss, one driver, one car. We don't want 5 drivers. Okay, not. So whoever got no, this is nothing like to be scared of or embarrassed about. It happens all the time. So first layer is just, okay, I'm revoking any and all permissions I might have given you and invitations, and you need to go now. Thank you so much. You need to go now. You can't be in my body any longer. I'm sending you back to the source where you belong, or wherever it's more appropriate for you. Please leave my body now. And this is more like, this is kind command. This is not negotiation. It's like, gotta go, okay? Yeah, it's moving. You might feel different sensations. I'm shaking when things are clearing. So I'm really shaking right now. You cannot really see, but it's clearing. More. So the stubborn ones. If there's some unfinished business with the person you're in, I'm talking to the beings now that might be occupying your body. I'm asking you to do a quick energy exchange, download of information that you wanted to convey to this person. And you need to go. You need to leave. Thank you so much. Much better. Any darker energy from the past, energy you have any kind of oaths, vows, commitments, contracts with across of lifetimes, dimensions, realities. We are revoking all of that, clearing and undoing all these energies, all this binding and bonding connections, undoing all of it, clearing it, and setting them free. You may go, you need to go, must go, return from whence you came. Completing, finishing an unfinished business. Quick energy exchange if necessary. That's clearing. It's stubborn. Okay, much better. Let's see what else is there. Any presence, any synthetic presence, nanotechnology, infiltrations of any kind, hijacking of any kind, AI, SI, synthetic intelligence, anything that's inorganic, that's in you, infiltrating you, affecting you, controlling you, manipulating you in any way. Demagnetize. This energy is magnetic. Demagnetize, neutralize, collapse. collapse, collapse, collapse into the light. Undo and transmute, disconnect, dismantle, whatever it's appropriate for each case. Deconstruct, neutralize, extract. Clear, love that. Okay, that was big. I don't know if you felt it. Some of you felt it. Okay, if you have any cords cording into you from anyone, living or non-living, any negative cords designed to suck your energy, siphon your energy, control you in any way, manipulate you in a way, disconnect, undo, disconnect, unplug, send it back, seal the opening. Everything you've been carrying, I'm just going with the energy of the group. Is it okay? I'm following what I'm getting about you guys, and it might not be reading for 100% of you, but at least a large amount of you, okay? So if you're like, I don't know if this is me, that's fine. Just trust the process and trust yourself, what you're getting. So I am just suggesting things here. So everything you've been carrying in your heart from this and other lifetimes that doesn't belong there any longer. Sadness, anger, despair, grief, fear. All the energies you've been trying to heal for others by taking it on you since the moment of conception. Undo, transmute, release. You can also integrate it in the light of your heart. Neutralize. There we go. Oh, that was much better. A lot of hearts were really heavy and sad. Beautiful. Now let's focus on your solar plexus. I'm kind of going maybe not in an alphabetical order, but wherever I'm being pulled. Solar plexus, wherever you've been disempowered, your power was taken away, diminished. You believed you were not powerful. You dimmed your light. You hid your light. Any memories from other lifetimes, dimensions, realities, when you misused your light and your power, that doesn't allow for you to be powerful now. First of all, release, undo, transmute, and in all energies, diminishing your power. From physical, emotional, mental, spiritual layers. And now claim your power back, purify it, so it's your true divine creator power, presence, potency, light. The most authentic you came here to be, the most authentic energies, frequencies, vibrations of your soul and being. There we go. Now the throat is popping. So everywhere you were not allowed to speak your truth, you didn't know how to speak your truth. You were silenced in any way across of lifetimes, dimensions, and realities. Anywhere you died in any lifetime, dimensions, realities, died where your throat was affected. Hanging, beheading, strangling. So any trauma, neck, throat, and infiltrations in there, undo, transmute. Undo and transmute, undo and transmute. Clear now. Also, what's popping to do is between C3 and C4, it's a galactic communication receptor. So if you would like to, you can ask for this receptor to be activated, opened. If there are any implants, explants in it, obstructing it, hiding it, corrupting it in any way, and let's undo, disconnect, dismantle now. That's feeling much better. Clearing out. Oh, beautiful. And now I'm being pulled. Okay. If you're okay with that, all psychic receptors, hearing, seeing, knowing, sensing, galactic communication, if there's any obstruction, blockage, distortion, implants, explants, any devices designed to control or manipulate it, or spy on it, that's possible too. Undo, transmute, collapse into the light now. And now your source connection. So if there's anything obstructing a clear, strong, powerful source connection, you as the extension of the source is the embodiment of you, pure love energy frequency flowing through you, you being it. Anything that stops this flow, stands in the way of it, any infiltrations, any devices, any technology, implants, explants, we're undoing, transmuting. Collapsing it all. Opening up the source connection, the true source connection, if there's any connection to any other source, AI source, and a false light, energies, frequencies, let's pull it out. Clear, clear, clear. There's a little bit of that. Any false light infiltrations, undo, pull it out. Send it back. Okay, opening the central channel of light. You're connected to the source. Universe, divine, creator, God, however you want to call it. And you're plugged firmly and deeply into the earth for grounding, for support, connectivity, wisdom, being the nature that you are. You have beautiful central pillar of light going through you. Anything that doesn't belong in your body is instantly on contact, dissolving, transmuting, neutralizing in that light that you are claiming all the capacities, abilities, powers, knowledge, wisdom stored in your body, having easy access to it in a safe way, only through secure channels of communication with all the stored information and wisdom. Take a deep breath in. I went much further than I was planning to, but this is you guys. I was just following the energy of this group. So if some of you are like, what just happened? I apologize. I don't know where we went, but somewhere really far. How are you doing? Tell me if you're still feeling off, weird, strange. If there's anything that's lingering, please let me know. We'll take care of it, okay? If you can think. Yeah, woozy, I know, I can feel. Wooziness and like dizziness, it's actually like all this stuff falling off and like unconsciousness falling off and stuff just moving off and rebooting. You could be rebooting your system, your whole system and recalibrating in a very powerful way. Lighter, a little woozy. What else? Yeah, Wendy.
I don't know if you can you hear me?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I can hear you.
Okay. I mean, I think I did feel a lot of things shifting because I definitely felt a lot of just extra things and blocks, especially today. So I don't know if we could just, I don't know 100% if I'm all the way there. Can you just double check on me?
There's still, your heart still feels little, okay, is your energetic heart in your body?
I don't think so.
No. So sometimes when we're going through stuff, when things are too painful, too much, too heavy, I just can't, process it all. We send our heart off somewhere, hide it. Sometimes it shatters, sometimes it breaks. But wherever it is, call your heart, energetic heart. Obviously, you have your physical heart. You're still breathing and talking and living here. Call your heart, energetic heart back, please. And any of you who feels maybe I have a heart somewhere else than I should have, call it back. There we go. Almost. Okay, so all the pain that was underneath that you've been carrying, all the lifetimes actually feels like more accurate than this lifetime, but probably this lifetime wasn't maybe too easy either. But a lot of energy also from other lifetimes. So whatever you have accumulated in your heart, let's do it again. I did it, but this needs a little extra push. Just release it. Shift out of it. You can integrate it with love and light from your heart, in your heart. If it's not yours, if it doesn't belong to you, if it's someone else's pain that you try to heal and take on, just release it. There we go. Much better. And now let's reset, recalibrate the energetic heart in your heart. Heart field, heart space. Expand, connect, rewire. Remagnetize, balance, harmonize. Open up. Checking. So still reads as emotional, something in our emotional body. Reads as despair. A little bit of anger. Sadness. Despair is deeper than sadness. So whatever you are still experiencing, feeling, holding on to, caring, trying to heal, trying to understand, trying to process, that doesn't serve you anymore, or you're willing to release it. Wendy. Yeah? Just release it. Woo. Still more, I think, would have to go like deeper into like specific events, I feel. That feels like more precision focus situation, more surgical approach. But are you feeling better? Is it already better than it was?
Yeah, I can feel my heart. I guess I can at least feel it. I don't know if it feels really good or not, but a little bit, I think it feels a little painful.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, honey. So a little tired, yawning. I felt a lot of energy through my body. When you said open C3, C4 galactic, a big smile on my face, right? I know. It's awesome, isn't it? I have to go. Very nice. Thank you, Ashley and Gosia, Veronica. Bye. Thank you for coming. Are we going time?
Well, Yana, did you want to, since we couldn't hear you, do you think we could hear you now for your question or no?
Yeah, I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me. Thank you so much for sharing. A lot of what you shared with resonated. I had a question about the beginning part of the conversation about victim versus create the conversation, right? So it seems like the fact that we have entities entered us or affected us in a certain way and other people's energies, to me sound more like I'm a victim to whatever's happening outside of me, and I'm not really, and I'm out of control with this, right? It just it's happening to me, versus I create everything that's in my life, and you know, if it is in my life, it's for me. Like, how do you see this as from a perspective of entities or things that we're unaware of, or you know, not stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for this question. Victimizer, it's a very old program. It's a program corrupting our divinity on the planet. And a lot of people has it as the main go-to, right?
Mhm.
He did it to me, she did it to me, this happened to me. Sometimes they're all very random situation that things just happen and we happen to be there and going and head tripping over, wow, how did I create it? How did I create it? It's just completely waste of energy. So I learned that also hard way, because I was always wondering, how did I create everything? And then I realized there's certain things outside of my, creation, maybe scope, and we're all co-creators. So maybe somebody else was a very powerful creator next to me as well and made it show up, and maybe we have some higher agreement. But yes, it's of course, this is very, I always have like, I'm being attacked, help me clear those entities. And people don't want to claim their power, and they're like, how did you invite them? Where you don't want to be empowered in your life? Where do you see yourself as the victim? Is it your relationship? Is it your finances? Is it your maybe your children? Is it your health? Is it your past? Very often past, people really beat themselves for the past so badly. Like literally, is it your childhood? Like still, 50, 60 years later, they talk about what mommy did to me or daddy did to me. It's like, I know it's terrible, and you can choose to be there, or you can choose to be there and start creating a life despite all these terrible things. And I work with people that were horrifically abused and ritualistically abused, and they're really stepping into their power and claiming their power. So it's just up to the individual. It's kind of easy to go and this is the easy route, right? Go into the victim mode rather than like, how the heck did I create that? How did I attract this person in my life? How did I, attracted this entity? And also with entities, I want to tell you guys, this is not something to be feared, to be feared. It's more like, hey, what are you doing in my space? Why are you here? Like, talk to them like somebody, like, stepping way too close to you in the store, like, hey, whoa, back off. More like that, because maybe it is your grandma who wants to say goodbye and or give you a little nugget of information, a pearl of wisdom, and you're like, entities and ghosts in my house. Always first thing is like, hi, why are you here? What's up? Do you know you're dead? Very often they don't know they're dead. People die on drugs, people die in surgeries, on pharmaceuticals, morphine in hospices, people die in the influence of alcohol. Like very, very, very few people right now die just pure and clear and clean in the house, surrounded by loving family and friends, and they just expire. No, that doesn't happen very often anymore, right? So a lot of those spirits are like really confused. They don't even know they're still in that high, hazy feeling and sensation. So I don't know, did I answer your question? Like, it's up to us how we take it. It's more like, okay, if I invited you, I'm uninviting you right now. If I left any doors open. One thing about, I've noticed, because I was sometimes wondering, like, what makes people vulnerable? Like, what is this frequency vulnerability? And there's so many parasitic energies right now out there trying to get in, right? Because we are this beautiful light sources, and the lighter and shine and brighter you shine, the more maybe you attract something that's a little bit dark, right? It's like the flame in the darkness. Every moth from the neighborhood will find you. So it's the same with us. So you might kind of consider the higher you climb, the harder you can fall. We know all these sayings, but it's actually true in this realms as well. So if you really stepping into your power and you're being really, really visible, and you're really being a threat to maybe the energies that try to still control us, they're on their last legs and claws, but they're still trying really hard to control us and dominate us and manipulate us. But if you're shining really, really bright, you might become a target. So like, I know I am a target, that I work clear, really heavy duty energies, and I'm attacked regularly, but it kind of comes with the job description. So I know what to do. I know how to handle it. But most people don't, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm being attacked. And a lot of beautiful spiritual people, powerful people are being attacked right now. And they don't have the training. They don't know what to do with this energy. They just feel really off and really wrong. And something is going on. Something is affecting their thoughts. Something is affecting their energetics. Something they're affecting their minds. And it's true. So we have to be really aware, vigilant. And yeah, bad things can happen, but we also have to believe that our purity, our love, our light, our essence, our being, our mission here on planet Earth in building a new reality, this is what we came here for. So yes, there will be stones thrown our way. And so what? We have to prevail. We have to keep going. We have to stay strong. We have to stay focused on our soul mission, on our alignment of our soul. And it's not always easy now, probably more difficult than ever. The more we know, the more we become aware of what's going on, right? So, but we just have to stick together, be strong, support each other, create communities, believe in ourselves, and have beautiful goddess Ashley guides who shows the light to so many, and just remember, I always say, remember who you are, step into the divine remembrance of your divinity, and you just love, you just light. There's nothing else. Everything else is an illusion and creation of this crazy matrix we're living in.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Gosia. Does anybody else have anything? Do you want to make sure you were cleared like Wendy did? You're so welcome, Dawn.
Bye, Dawn.
Kate, you
Yes,
understood?
yeah,
Yes, go ahead.
I would love to make sure I'm cleared because it did feel a little wonky for sure.
Mm-hmm. What felt wonky? You felt wonky during the clearing?
Right. So I did
Okay.
feel a lot of energy leaving and like kind of, it's almost like cool air going through my body, but sort of like Wendy, I just wanted to make sure I was clear.
What's your name, honey?
Katie. My name is Katie.
Oh, Katie.
Sorry.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for doing this.
Because you show up as iPhone. So okay.
Yeah, I am iPhone also.
Okay. Okay. So well. So there's certain energy that tries to tap into us instead of this beautiful source energy. I call it the false light or AI source. And if I ask you truth, is AI source plugged into you? Does it seem like true to you or not so much? How does it sound?
Yeah, it's funny how the word yes is coming up, even though I don't even know what it is or what it means.
Yeah, it's this artificial, synthetic, artificial intelligence presence on the planet. It's way worse than you might suspect. You know, probably you might not like all this cheap chat GPTs and all the AI starting to like encroach on our every space of life and living. It's actually way worse than that. There's a powerful force behind it that really wants to enslave humanity, and they're quite successful to a degree. I believe that our divinity and love and light will be stronger than that, but they were successful in hijacking many planets before us. So that's like kind of science fiction stories out there, right? So it comes through technology, comes through different things. Unfortunately, if you work a lot with computers, it being carried by technology, and we all surrounded by technology. It's just there's no escape from it, right? So just let's command for the AI source false light to disconnect. This can also come through different teachers if somebody is infiltrated by it. Some teachings, organizations, I've seen it as well. False light can be very deceptive. It can give you a sense of power, empowerment. This false, and I call it false empowerment because something feels off, but a lot of people fall for it. Okay, pull it out, push it out with your light. So actually pushing it out with your light works the best, because you're claiming your space through your light that you are, and just the light that's growing bigger, bigger, bigger from your heart, pushing it out. I feel it like in your eyeballs and like the whole head. It's like trying to stay plugged tightly in and connected. So unhook all the anchor points. Everywhere you allowed that, invited it in any way, all the consent, intended or not, actual, accidental. Let's revoke all of that. You're a sovereign being of light. I have to declare it many times a day sometimes. I'm a sovereign being of light. I am sovereign being of light. You have no right to be here. You have no right to be here. I am sovereign being of light. Leave instantly. There we go.
Wow.
You felt
That
it.
is
Yeah.
like literally just when you said that, it did feel like an unplugging.
Yeah, this is how we do it. And you see, there's no magic tricks. It's just you claiming your sovereignty through the power of love that you are, through the light that you are, and through the wisdom that you embody. And this is it. This is all. So now it's much better. So now make sure you reestablish a strong source connection. So everything that's artificial, any technology, infiltration systems, uninstall, disconnect, collapse, nanotech, neutralize, demagnetize. There we go. And now source connection, establishing your source connection through your purity. Everywhere you kind of allowed for this energy to reside in you. I don't know what was what was the process? Everywhere you allowed for this energy, because there's more anchor point in your body. So any synthetic presence, synthetic entity, let's undo, clear, collapse, demagnetize, demagnetize, demagnetize. Anything that's inorganic, artificial, and not you, not of 100% light, has to leave. Uninstall, disconnect, collapse. Replacing all of it with pure light, love, purity of you. Establishing strong source connection, dissolving anything that's still trying to get in and obstruct the way. Yeah, it's trying. Do you feel different now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know if you could hear that. It was like my phone beeped and and a spam call came in. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, that would be
crazy.
Crazy,
but
right?
You say I'm a sovereign being of light often during the day.
Yes, when I feel something trying to get in, yes, definitely. I declare it with just potency and power, and it's a declaration. It's not just I'm a sovereign being of light, may you please go. No, it's really coming from the potency from your heart center, from that light, from that force that you are, the force of nature that you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Anyone else, you guys? I'm here for you.
Anybody else?
But Kate says, understanding the subtle energies. Is it a question? Understanding that we are I guess I was saying that.
I think at the time you were talking about all the different kind of energies and entities. And then I just thought, oh, I guess if we kind of understand what they are or understand where they're coming from and possibly why, then maybe that's a way for us to kind of just kind of get a handle on it and just say, oh, okay, yeah, see ya, I get it, thanks, bye. I don't know.
Yeah, it's, it can be tricky because there are so many. And sometimes I ask a lot of questions. I ask yes and no questions. That's my go-to tool. Some people just start receiving information. Like sometimes I can ask like, okay, what is that? And I sit with it and I see if anything comes to me. If not, I said like, okay, is this an entity? Is it some kind of infiltration? Am I feeling someone? Is it an attack? Like I ask a lot of questions, yes, no, until I narrow it down. Okay, if it's an attack, is it an attack from somebody living? Is it somebody non-living? Is it organic energy, inorganic energy from this reality, another reality? I go everywhere. I ask the most crazy questions out there, but at some point I will get a yes. Okay, I mean it. Because once I know what it is, even if I don't really know what it is, I can like, okay, if it's something coming from technology, usually it's magnetic. So I demagnetize it, I uninstall it, I dismantle it, I disconnect it. So I run frequency through it. You can run sound through it, color through it. So there are different tricks. I kind of come up with this. It just comes to me what to do with each situation, in each case. I don't have a playbook. Everything I do now, it's what have I learned over the years, plus most of it is my kind of experience with what works and what doesn't work. But each session, like things come that I never got. There's like, I don't know what it is, but this is what came to me. And we need to deal with that, clear it or address it or send it back or unpack it, look at that. So yeah, it gets complicated and a lot, but I love it. I love just looking at energies, and I always just look at energies. If I drive, if I know I'm always somewhere, fall asleep, wake up, do dishes, I'm just looking at things, asking questions, looking the future and about creation and the future, because I'm sure you all like manifestors and creators and you take matters in your hands. Things are changing now really fast. So like, even if you get like something is really good for me and I really want it, ask a lot of questions, because sometimes what feels like really good for you and like your goal, I'm going to go there. Don't lock yourself too much into like must, need to have it, must be there, because maybe it's not the highest and greatest good for you right now. Maybe it's not aligned with your soul purpose at this point, because things are like changing so fast. What was like 100% yes yesterday might be like 5% yes at this point, and it's leaning towards a heavy no, because like, and now manifestations happening also very fast. Like, I don't know if you noticed, you think about something and it shows up, or like you wish for something and it's there, or somebody's offering it to you. So everything accelerates, energy accelerates, but also we have to be like more aware and be willing to be flexible. Like, I'm not attached to anything at this point because I can't. So even if I like was really looking forward to something and I'm getting like, no, you can't do it anymore. All right, I'm not gonna do it, unless I really committed, and I can still do it without any harm to myself or others. So any other questions?
No. Carol, since this is your first time, I wanted to give you the last question because you're my first timer.
And thank you so much. This has been great. I just love hearing everybody's stories and sharing. I put that in that I felt that heat rush, and I don't have hot flashes anymore. But when Gosia, when you were clearing her, this heat rush came over me, and at the same time, my dog is very intuitive, psychic. She alerts me to orbs because I watch her. She'll just look around the room, and she got up and started just growling and looking around. So it's just very, yeah, there she goes. I'm gonna have to mute it because.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you.
I love that. Thanks, Carol.
Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. She's a. Come here.
Thank you. I really hope I didn't scare anyone, and
No.
I didn't like go too far and too weird. I try not to, but I also trust where I'm being led to go. So I'm sorry if I kind of.
You didn't scare. I don't think anyone in here for this group. Christine, would you share anything? I love your shares.
What do you mean about what just happened?
I don't know, anything. Yeah. What you took, your takeaway.
I'm afraid to start. I'll never stop.
Just do a little quickie.
Life has just been unbelievably miraculous. Just keeps ramping up. Like I just keep thinking this is it, and then it just gets better. It's crazy. The last 3 days, you know what? Okay. I'll tell you one story because it's unbelievable
Okay, good.
and magical. In 2018, I got this download that I was supposed to start a retreat center and spent the next 2 years trying to make that happen. 2020 comes, world blows up, everything changes. I literally I was like gifted a retreat center this week.
What?
Like in those ways that everybody always talks about, like you couldn't possibly plan this or script it or write it. And it's like all the things that hadn't fallen into place for it to happen, I couldn't possibly have made that happen. It's just such a testament to just let it go.
Yes. Surrender.
And
Magic.
oh my God, yeah, that's all, or I'll just keep going.
Oh, that's amazing. I can't wait to hear more about that. And you know
Thank you.
how I'm like manifesting my healing center. Someone
I
asked.
know. I would love to talk to you about that.
Yeah, we will. We'll connect for sure. But you know, it's like Gosia, you know, when you're like helping people clear and when you help me clear and um it's that understanding. It's not like a fear based, you know, people don't need to come up like I think people when I was like, oh, she can clear entities and everyone's like entities, you know, that whole, you know, it comes through as this like, oh geez, like I have entities. But it's just so like even watching Katie, like how she feels like this freedom, you know, but it's understanding that we have the power to release that and to be even watching Wendy and Wendy, I love you so much. And I even watching that gave me tears because I know what you're going through. And I was like, it was so so on point on what needed to be done, Gosia, like, and you don't even know Wendy, like that whole thing. But if we can live in that free space and be in the surrender like Christine and allow the retreat center to come and release all that guck that we hold on to that we don't even know exists, you know, and just like live that in that flow state, in that love state, in that high place and watch the magic happen. And I'm gonna go back to Wendy because we talked today. But you know, like when you have something heavy on you, or when you have something that's weighing you, you're you know, like you're thinking about it a lot, or and you've all of a sudden stop and go, why am I doing that? And why is that's not serving me, right? Like, and then you release it and just picture it like cutting the balloon cord and the balloon goes away and then you're free, right? That's how simple it is. And I feel like with what I learned tonight was like, it all is, it's like, is it good or is it bad? It's good. It's bad. Like, how can I get rid of that? You know, we make things so hard, but when you see the magic, Christine, that you had, and it's because you were free and you allowed and you had surrendered to allow the magic to happen. That's all for everybody, you know? And that's when I get so it gets me so excited when I see people like light up and they're like, "Oh, Katie, it happened. The spam call, everything's like lighting up." Yes. It doesn't need to be so heavy. We take life too seriously. We take it too much where we have this heavy stuff when it doesn't have to be. And we just need to like live every moment of this lightness and what is coming and bring it. And it will come. We're this huge, powerful creators. We can do anything. And we've dimmed our light. And Gosha's here to bring out the light. And that's why I wanted to share her with you tonight. And I feel like, you know, like when you realize that you've dimmed your own light, you've allowed yourself to dim it and become into this, you know, I don't know, darkness or heaviness. And then once it's released and you're like, oh my gosh, why have I allowed that? Right, Gosia? Anyway, Wendy, that's for you. I don't need to be mean to keep saying that, but we talked today, so you're on my heart.
There's one thing that pops to do with you guys. Would you be open to one more trick that could be a game changer for everyone?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you probably know about like this old earth grid, the old structures on the earth falling apart, and the new earth, 5D, some people call it ascension timeline. New earth grid is being created. It's already here. So imagine there's a version of this reality, but lighter, greater, more beautiful, woven by light through light with light. It's kind of elevated about 30 centimeters, 12 inches off the ground. So imagine like, when sometimes like picture gets blurred, it's like this blurred, but like elevated version of reality. So if you would like to step up energetically and connect with that network, this net, earth grid, just higher than your normal floor, just kind of hover, elevate out. So everything else just kind of stays below you. So in any difficulty, in any intensity of everyday living, when you're surrounded by people that seemingly are going crazy, just elevate yourself out of it. Also, this is a good trick for those darker entities because they don't want to be in that space. They don't want to be in this elevated harmonic universe of higher vibrations that you're stepping into and becoming. So they kind of stay behind. It feels like that reality is maybe not going to be very successful. Maybe it will be in clearing this stuff, but it's overridden right now with not so great energy. So when you just shift yourself out, you kind of leave it all behind. But did you feel it? Did you feel kind of a shift, elevation, enlightenment of being, body? And you could be on the 20th floor of a skyscraper. There's still a higher version of that 20th floor, right? I've been practicing a lot when I was traveling. As I said, it was intense, but that was really helpful. Like just whoop, and I was like, oh, much lighter and brighter out here. Different perspective. So practice it, guys. And as I said, for me, it's a game changer. Hopefully for you too.
Yes. Oh, I love that. And I love thank you, Christine. Thank you so much for that. I don't have a lot of people in my life I can talk about the new earth. Oh, you have everybody right here.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You've got your whole tribe.
Oh,
we all are that. I love it. Oh, anybody else before we go? Gosia, thank you so much. I just can't wait to be in person with you in a couple weeks and share your magic with everybody in person. If anybody is close to San Diego and wants to be part of the magical Uncovering Our Magic retreat and meet Gosia. And then Holly was on earlier. She will be there too. She's flying in from Northern California to be here for her magic. Anyway, I just love this so much. You have no idea. It's like watching you, Gosia, and then listening to everybody. Like I'll go down the list, but I don't need to, but every single person, and knowing the little things that you either touched in them or that they realize in themselves that they've created because of how they live, all these ways of where we need to be right now on this day in August 5th at 6:38 p.m. Pacific time. And I know some people are later, but I just, I think I feel like we're all like elevating, like you said, and I will visualize myself in that elevated state, which I love because it's so true. Sorry. It's so true when you get somewhere that's such a great tool to like, okay, I'm moving up. And I do it in a different way, but that's such a great way because sometimes I'm with the round like some kind of heaviness. And I'm like, wait, I need to like move my energy up, but that's such a good visual. I love it.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. Thank you, Ashley, for having me.
Oh, thank
You
you.
ladies are beautiful and amazing. And this just was such an honor and pleasure and fun. And I really hope I contributed in some way
Oh,
to each
you
one of you.
totally contributed. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Any other buddy before I turn off our recording? And
Thanks. Thank you.
oh,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll see you next. So our next call will be September 9th. And it won't be because it's Labor Day, will be the first Monday. So we're going to do it the 9th. And the guest speaker is going to be the person I have on the podcast tomorrow. And he's actually an Ellie Molina referral, Gosia. He is going to teach us how to remote view. So tomorrow's interview will be interesting, and he's a very interesting guy. And he is very excited to come on the call and teach us how to remote view. So that is next month and tomorrow's podcast. So if you haven't listened to it on the YouTube channel yet, you can listen to it tomorrow on the podcast. Josh Maitland is his name. Anyways, it's a really fun interview. Cool, kind of a cool guy that's newly into the spiritual world, that is discovered and focused on how to remote view, and like fully went in and learned. It's like amazing. But before you listen to the podcast tomorrow, you'll understand intuition, because we talk about that so much. The way that, when you do it's like automatic writing. It's like, you're trusting the process, right? You're just like letting it flow. In remote viewing, he's learning. In 2020, he was let go of his job, and he's like, I'm going to learn how to remote view. So he went so in that he understood intuition and how remote viewing is like it's such a powerful intuition tool. And so he has this so anyway, on his website, he gives you this free like preview, like a few weeks of his class. So I did it before the interview because I love to be prepared. So I did the whole thing, and he has a part in his class where he tells you how to remote view, and he doesn't show you the picture. So you don't want to do it. I don't disclose what the picture is, but it's so fun to go to the remote to do it, and to do the process, write it out and draw it. And I'm drawing it out, and I'm just like trusting, like I do in my automatic writing. Like I draw the thing, and I'm sitting here drawing stuff. And then he goes, okay, you ready? I'm going to show you the picture. And then he shows you the picture of what mic drop, like really powerful, like highly, it just shows you. We are so intuitive. We have not given ourselves that credit, just even tonight with Gosia, like understanding how powerful we are and how we have all the tools. So anyway, that's next month, tomorrow's podcast. I love you all so much. You have no idea. Thank you. And I'll see some of you in a couple weeks at the retreat in Gosia. I will see you too. And I can't wait to hug you in person.
Yes, me too. Hugging you all, ladies. Oh my gosh, this was amazing. I'm just gonna be floating.
Me too.
Now.
Thank you all for staying on so long. I could be here all night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Thanks.